Poverty is pushing millions of desperate people to defy India's lockdown orders. It's a basic matter of survival. This landfill just outside of New Delhi has become a lifeline.
For the past few days, I've been eating whatever I can find here. Look here. There's some bread. There are biscuits. I'm going to eat them.
He and others scour heaps of waste, looking for whatever they can survive on now and live on later.
I can't resell anything at the moment, but after lockdown, when the market reopens, I'll try to sell it.
To contain the coronavirus, the Indian government has chosen to confine all of its 1.3 billion residents. Success varies city to city, state to state. Some areas are eerily empty, with few people venturing out. But for the millions living below the poverty line, confinement isn't an option. I had a good life, and all of a sudden my kids and I lost our jobs. Everything closed down. This is no way to live. What are we going to eat? The pandemic has dried up work and caused a mass exodus.
Here we'll die anyway, either from hunger or coronavirus. Under these conditions, it's best to return to the village. At least there our relatives will be able to bury us with dignity.
But while the poor flee, they could potentially spread the virus throughout the country, making the fight against COVID-19 even tougher to win.
DW's Nimisha Jaiswal is standing by for us in Delhi. Nimisha, as we saw in that report, the lockdown is having devastating effects for so many in India. How long is it likely to continue?
Well, Rebecca, the 3-week lockdown currently in place officially runs out next week, but we are expecting a decision and announcement from the Prime Minister later today about if this lockdown will be extended or not. He is going to be video conferencing with local leaders across the country for a decision on the extension of this lockdown. Already some states have extended this lockdown till the end of April, but we have to note here that even before the pandemic hit, India was in the midst of an economic slowdown, and the lockdown has definitely had an impact already and is likely to have a resonating impact. So the decision going forward is going to be, of course, about containing the spread of the virus, but also ensuring that some sectors that need to be revitalized are allowed to start functioning. However, the government has emphasized that things cannot go back to normal. Social distancing will be a norm for months to come.
So the lockdown is obviously a necessary measure, but what is the government doing to help those most vulnerable?
Well, Rebecca, the government announced measures to feed the poorest of the poor, to feed rural migrants in urban centers. In cities like Delhi, there are food kitchens that have been opened across the city. There are direct cash transfers being made to construction workers and female laborers. However, the government has received heavy criticism for what was seen as poor planning when this lockdown was announced. Perhaps right alongside the lockdown, if these measures had been announced, the poor could have had more confidence and stayed in place instead of the exodus we saw right at the beginning of the lockdown when so many rural migrants fled home. In addition, the government should have also ramped up security measures to ensure that the impact on the poor could have been curbed. So, of course, if the lockdown is extended, this is going to be a key area where we're going to have to see if the government is going to ramp up protections and help for the vulnerable.
Nimisha Jaiswal in Delhi, thanks very much.